Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. David Perrodin, and I will be your instructor for Educational Leadership 655, Pupil Services and Nondiscrimination with Viterbo University. I'm going to break this introduction video into 3 parts. The first part, an overview of the course. Second part, we'll step through the course syllabus. And the third part, I will bring up the course in Moodle and give you an idea of what to expect. So, part 1, this course is 100% asynchronous. There will be no specific time when you'll be required to log on, nothing that will be simultaneous where I'll be presenting something and you'll be responding in real time. So again, this is 100% asynchronous. So you'll have week 1, week 2, week 3, and it will make sense once we get into it. And of course, once you see the syllabus, it's also set up in that format. You'll be making 8 posts to class every week. If there is something that I notice, for example, if you're not making the required number of posts, I'll let you know. And a post is probably about a third of a page to maybe a quarter of a page. It can either be a response to somebody else has a response to a question, you expand that out. I have some optional questions which you can answer. And each week there'll also be 2 discussion questions. Those are mandatory. You need to respond to those. You will have 1 small group assignment for this class. So if you have someone that you want to partner up with, let me know, and I will do my best to put you in that group. I will announce the groups on January 30th. It's a case study about a student with an allergy, and your group will be tasked with putting together a plan for that student when they arrive at your school. So there'll be considerations of IEP, ADA, 504. You are required to have 1 text for the course. It is right here. It is School of Errors, Rethinking School Safety in America. And hey, actually, it's by me. But we have several segments in this book, several sections we will be referencing when we go through the course, specific to students with disabilities and also non-discrimination. For example, safety practices and how to make sure that we don't have practices which are excluding students with disabilities. At the end of course, there is a 4-week research module, and I put that in place so you have plenty of time to contact other people in your district to gather information. Also, if it does happen to fall within your spring break, you have time on either side of that to get things done. So again, we go pretty steady for the first 2 months, and then we have this research module, and everything wraps up then on April 9th. So the class begins on January 25th. I am going to open up the Moodle, your Moodle access on right around January 14th. I will send you an email with directions on how to access the class in Moodle. So once you receive that, you can go in, and I just ask that you don't start posting until the 25th. So basically, it's for you to go in and kind of get familiar with Moodle. And again, I'm only going to have the first part of class posted, so you won't be seeing weeks 5, 6, 7, 8. You'll see week 1, and then once we get to week 2, you'll see week 2, and week 1 will also be there, and then it'll just progressively build like that. Your final assignment, your pupil non-discrimination assignment. It was always a paper, but last year I changed it. I gave people the choice to do a paper or to do a verbal presentation, basically a phone call schedule with me where you'd go over the content that would be in your paper. So you had a choice. You could do the paper or you could do this phone call. So that will also be present for this course. So as you get into that final assignment, you'll have to let me know, hey, I will be doing the paper and I'll submit it in the traditional format, or let's schedule a time and basically I'll complete this assignment in a phone call, which will probably be like 15 to 20 minutes long. Part 2, the syllabus. Here we go. Welcome to the course syllabus for Educational Leadership 655, Pupil Services and Nondiscrimination. So we'll go down. You'll see that the class does begin on January 25th, 2021. It ends on April 9th, 2021. how to contact me, my cell phone number. If you do send me a text, that's fine. Just identify who you are and try to keep it short, and don't expect a long response because I don't text fast. So I would provide a longer response either by phone or by email. So if you do need to schedule a time to talk with me, I'm very flexible, but most evenings between 6 and 8, we could schedule a time to talk. Again, you are required to have one text for this course, and it is School of Errors, Rethinking School Safety in America, right there. So as we go down, we have our course objectives. We'll keep going. Here's the course calendar. So it shows you exactly what is due on what days, and this will correspond to the weeks in Moodle. So laid out, very easy to follow. Again, January 11th to 24th, kind of the test drive, just getting used to the course. And then the 25th is when course begins. Your biography will be due that day. You can tell we have a few other things. Thursdays will typically be discussion questions due. So you'll have those, and then a little bit more time in the week to respond to responses that other people have made to discussion questions. So anyway, right here is your calendar. We will scroll down, and here's another breakout of class participation, discussion questions, biography, so forth, different things that will earn you points in the class and the day when these things are due. Grading scale. We talked about making those 8 posts. So just some examples. You'll see these right away as I start responding, as other people start responding. So you'll just follow that format. So again, read through the entire syllabus, do your due diligence with that. I checked all of these links twice, and they were all active. Also, the links in Moodle were active. But if you do find a link that suddenly is no longer active, please notify me so I can adjust accordingly. So everything matches. It's week 1, so you'll also have a week 1 in Moodle. Here are the main areas that will be addressed, and a due date here, Monday the 25th, for your biography. And we'll go down a week 1, day 6, your population of students with disabilities in the district, such as OHI, speech language, specific learning disability, hearing impaired. Again, opine, just what do these numbers mean to you? What would you want to dig into a little bit further to better understand these numbers? Again, not trying to indicate that anything is right or wrong. It's just, what do the numbers mean to you? Visit and review the following websites. So we have these down. And again, we move into week 2. It's very similar. So a lot of these links will also be in Moodle, but not all of them. So you want to make sure that you're checking both the syllabus and Moodle. Moodle is much more dynamic because if something comes up, I can add an article, I can add a link in the moment. And that does happen during class where I'll put new, like, an article came out that I want to share. There's some piece of new legislation or something has developed where I wouldn't be able to do that because obviously the syllabus is static. But for all your assignments, look through. They're all going to be listed here in the syllabus. We saw them earlier. So we keep going through, and you can see here's a week 3, week 4, mental health, suicide prevention. There's mention here of a weekly reflective teaching annotation, basically kind of a lecture format. It will be bullet points, and I include that for every week from my own perspective. So again, here's School of Errors, right? Read chapter 1, and this is going to focus on least restrictive environment. We'll keep going down. Week 5, English language learners. Week 6 and 7, threat assessment, discrimination. Let's stop and let's get over to the Moodle course. So here is the Viterbo homepage, viterbo.edu. We are going to click up above where it says My VU right there. Okay, email Vitnet Moodle. We'll click on Moodle and you will enter your username and password. So I'm logging in now. It will bring me to an instructor view. I will change that in just a moment to a student view. So you'll see the course 2021 spring. Hey, there it is. Okay, so now we are in student mode. So this is what you will see when you log into class. All right. So announcements. Well, first, my contact information. There is a video on how to access this class. This video, right, will be right here. And then always check for announcements from me. And what I will do is when I post a new announcement, then I will turn this into a different color. Like the previous one will be green, and this will just be progressive throughout class. So every time you log in, go down and look and see if there's a new announcement. So I'm going to move down, and there are student Moodle tutorials for you in case you want to practice on learning more about Moodle. The course syllabus, if you click here, it will bring up the course syllabus. The rubrics for the course, we'll actually do that right now. So there are the 3 rubrics, so we'll get out of that. So again, week by week, this all matches with our previous calendars, what's going on. We do have this research module at the end. Again, that is to give you time to communicate with your different staff members and also to accommodate any spring break that you might have. The Cyber Cafe, if you just have something you want to share, if you do have a resource you want to share, it's always welcome. Make sure that it's okay with your district to share it. But hey, we put this together for parents of English language learners, and we want it to, use it this year. It worked really well. I'd like to share it in class. So right now, student learning teams, these will be listed on January 30th. So the team that you are assigned to, this will all be populated out underneath. But right now, it's just empty. I've got that all hidden. You will see week 1, January 25th through the 31st, Foundations of Special Education. So I will have a short corresponding, I guess, if I call it a fireside chat video, that will be here. And then that reflective teaching annotation. So I'm going to click on it right now. And as you can see, it does bring it up in bullet points, just some specific points I want you to consider for this week. Nothing you have to respond to with that. And you'll see that throughout class. A video that you'll be watching, mainstreaming inclusion, tolerance, and acceptance. Articles, timelines for inclusion. Post your biographies. Let's see, I've already done this. Hey, there's my bio and there's my family. And we do have discussion questions. So here's the first one. And then there will always be a weekly thoughts and reflections section. And if you post here, you'll get credit for, again, toward your 8 post. So, and this is also an optional one, right? Your reactions, there's an article working with third parties. So there are plenty of opportunities. Largely, things will look like this from week to week. So when we get done with week 1, when we get to the 31st, then I will open up week 2. So when you log in, week 2 will be above this, and week 1 will still remain. And everything will just progressively build throughout class. So your grades are over here on the left. You'll be able to click and see your grades. Typically, it would be 3-4 weeks in before I would start populating grades for the course. If I do see anything that's an anomaly, I am going to contact you about that also. So, don't feel that if you're missing something, then all of a sudden, it shows up as a 0. Basically, if there's something in the grade book that just has a line through it, doesn't have a grade, it just means I haven't entered anything in that yet. So, and I will post up above in announcements and say, hey, everybody, I just updated the grade book. Go and check your grades. Any questions, let me know. So right there's our Moodle course. And again, I will send you instructions on how to access this. You'll be getting that email right around January 14th. And then this course will be open. You'll be able to go in and see what I'm seeing right now for a few weeks. And then on January 25th, you'll actually start making your post.